Hi, fire signs. It is Leo season. Are you as excited as I am? Because July, this month, I know I'm trying to frame things in a positive, but it's been one hell of a month. Energetically, there's just been so much going on. A lot of, not just with myself, but illness and car breakdowns and mechanical issues and computer issues and energy and epiphanies and just so much is happening. I don't even know where to start, honestly. Things coming up from the past that I thought were maybe the future, but they're really, I think, part of the past and need to be closed out. So it's just been a wild ride. And I think, as we approach August, it's going to be 8/8 is the Lionsgate portal. And actually, I didn't realize this, but I read that today, and I shared it on my business page. I think today was the opening of the Lionsgate portal, actually. So we are going to be able to feel some of that energy already that's ushering in. I think I can kind of feel some of the heaviness, kind of some today's flying by. Time always is I feel like an illusion and is speeding up faster and faster. But today, and I don't know, I'm just noticing just major shifts already. So it's an exciting time, but I think for everybody, but especially for us because we are fire signs, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So I, of course, wanted to do this reading first and see what's going to shake out. It's just really exciting. And also, the Lionsgate, there's just so much of this stuff that's tied together. I am learning a lot. And the Lionsgate portal, and I'll probably do a separate video on it, I'm sure, as the time approaches, but it is heavily tied to Sirius, the star Sirius, which again, I know I've talked about as where I believe I'm from. I believe I'm a Blu-ray from that star, but it is also tied back to ancient Egyptian culture, which I didn't know that either when I went to the ancient Egypt exhibit this past Sunday with my dad. So, and I was drawn to buy those Syrian Starseed cards. I mean, it's a very magical time. So when you think about all these things coming together, it's just really amazing. So, in honor of that, I had this Malachite pyramid that I felt drawn to put out because, of course, pyramid, Egypt. Its pyramids are the fire, which were fire signs, and this is Leo season, so it's just fast moving energy, and it's also a healing energy if there's anything that comes out in this reading that needs to be healed. And I've also got this, it's not a sphinx because I believe the sphinxes have cat heads, right? I'm pretty sure. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they just have the pharaoh. I'm trying to remember the ones I saw, but anyway, this guy is pretty amazing. I got this statue in Maryland when I was getting my Reiki master training, and I was just very much drawn to it. I got some really cool stuff there. Of all places, you would think Maryland would have an amazing crystal shop, but compared to Sedona, it did. All right, so enough of that. We're going to get started. I'm going to use the Star Tarot. I do have my Syrian one over here if it calls out. We'll see. I have a lot of decks that wanted to be here, so there's definitely one I want to pull from for sure. But we're going to see what messages come out and what we need to do here. All right, so and again, this is general reading. I say this, you guys know this who watch me regularly, but if you're new, welcome. And this is a general reading. You may want to check your moon, rising, Venus, and other parts of your chart as well if this does not resonate. And anything that does not resonate, toss it. All right, fire signs August. What is coming up for fire signs in August? Okay. That card, I think, wants to come out. All right. Wow. That's that's just okay. We're gonna see what else comes out, but wow. Wow, fire signs. So the first thing I'm noticing off the bat, well, besides the thing that I'll talk about in a minute that came out first, but there are 3 threes in this reading, which are, that's pretty powerful. and and not the Three of Swords, the one we do not want. We do not want the Three of Swords, so we did not get that. Um, Getting three threes, that's representative, I mean, in triplicate, obviously, of the Holy Trinity. So anybody that's on the beloved path, the soul connection path, that's a very good sign for you to get three threes. And the outcome for the month is a Three of Wands, which is a lot about manifestation. It's about things being put into motion. It's a very fiery, very passionate card. So that's a beautiful thing. So what came out so I was shuffling, and then I had kind of a card back that popped out, but I didn't feel like that needed to be the starting point. I felt like the other one did. So the one that popped out was the Ten of Wands, which for me can be having a heavy burden on you, the weight of the world on your shoulders type thing. But it's also kind of become the card for me in the positive sense that it can be about sharing the burden. Maybe finally meeting that partner, a job situation where maybe you have a team. There's something that, and it's coming to fruition because it's a 10. It's closing out something where maybe you were not fulfilled or somebody was not pulling their weight. And so what's pretty amazing is that the Three of Pentacles was the card that came out first, which for me is the teamwork card. It's about physically working together on something. So to share the burden. So those messages came out together, even though, they came out together even though they were separated in the deck, which was pretty cool. So let's see here why the Fool is here like this. I think what this is the current energy is building, okay? Yeah, that's what this is. There's energy building for something new to come in. And I think for some of you, this was the bottom of the deck. So, wow. Yeah, I was just going to say the past couple weeks, there's been kind of these epiphanies, the Tower. There's been these epiphanies, likely with the full moon, the last full moon we had, which was, I think, July 16th. There, I think, were some epiphanies about a situation, maybe where you were putting in your all, bearing your soul in this situation, and giving your heart and opening your heart and offering emotionally, putting in everything. Okay, it certainly could be a romantic situation. I mean, that's what I'm getting. But there's also, sharing the burden, and Pentacles. It can certainly be a job situation as well, where you're giving your all and investing everything, and it's draining you emotionally. And it's something, and the reason is, okay, it's something that you thought, and I did shuffle these. This is crazy. They're sort of in this order in the major arcana, but there was this epiphany, I feel like, in the last couple of weeks that's not, here we go. That's not your destiny, okay? Whatever this situation was, when you had this realization, all it's doing is breaking your heart. It was breaking your heart. It was hurting you. Three of Swords, Five of Swords. And you were not balanced, right? So, I mean, I don't know what's happening right now, but this is the bottom of the deck, and it's kind of helping explain, I think, what's coming forward. So, this has all happened within the past couple of weeks, where you've had these realizations, epiphanies, kind of like, oh my God, I thought I was on this path. I thought this is where I was going. But with the retrogrades, I think it's brought up the final realization that it's not coming around again because it's destined. It's coming around again for you to end it. And it's painful. It's painful, whatever this is that you have to walk away from. But whatever the situation is, wasn't solid. It wasn't the King of Pentacles. It wasn't a solid job. It wasn't a solid relationship. I saw a reading today, ironically, for fire signs, and it was very on point for me. But it said, like, whatever this was, it was built on sand. Like, there's no foundation. There's no foundation. And you're this, obviously, if a male's watching, that can be applicable, but Queen of Wands, you're this passionate, fiery, confident queen who's stepping into her Empress energy and manifesting, oh my gosh, you guys, manifesting the sun. You want this is, and it's not, things were not moving forward. The Chariot. you can't make this shit up. I don't even know what's happening right now. I've been on fire all day, so I think this is why. Because like when I get the urge to do these kind of channeled, like where I'm just flipping cards and they, rather than kind of doing a spread, this is what happens. Like I just get this weird energy flowing through me. But whatever this was, it wasn't moving forward, and it was not in balance. Okay, and it wasn't moving. You thought eventually that it was going to move out of this. You thought eventually, like, because it was helping you grow, it was helping you become the person that you are now. It was helping you, all the triggering, all of the things that were happening made you stronger. It made you more spiritual. It was part of your journey, and there were tests, right? And this energy, these, where'd it go? Oh, here they are. This imbalance, this heartache, this every time you get stabbed and triggered, you're thinking eventually it's going to stabilize out. Eventually this person is going to wake up. Eventually the Eight of Pentacles, this person is going to wake up and come forward. They're going to come forward with an offer. Oh my God, you guys. If you're on a twin flame journey or something like that, this certainly could be that, but it can be, again, with a job, some sort of physical thing that you thought was going to manifest. You thought this was going to come forward with an offer. You thought this was it. But guess what? You got left out in the cold. You got left out in the cold again. And so the time has come now with all this crazy energy, you had to kind of decipher, all right, is this just another test? Am I, being triggered? Are there more things I need to work on? What is this trying to show me? And at the end of the day, I think it's shown you how much you have detached from that specific outcome with that situation, because you realize whatever this is not worth fighting for anymore. It's not even something that you just realize it's not on the same level. There's no resonance with whatever it is. It's kind of like, okay, this has served its purpose now, right? So I think that's sort of where fire signs, if this is resonating where you are, you're ready to physically share the burden with somebody, put in the teamwork, and start this new beginning. The Fool, start this new beginning. But I think right now, right here in this moment, as we're not in August yet, the current energy is this is the precipice. That's what I'm getting, is the precipice. We're on the precipice. This is about to happen. Look at this. This is sort of a new moon. It's close. This is, the new moon is next week. So I think it's kind of like, I'm thinking 3 weeks, because we got all the threes. We ended up getting the Three of Swords as well. We got all 4 of them, which is crazy. I'm getting 3 weeks. Something is going to happen in quickly. Knight of Wands. I believe the Knight of Wands came out when I posted that reading earlier this week, and I sensed it as more not a person coming in. It certainly could be a passionate, new beginning. If there's somebody new in your life, it could be another fire sign. But I'm sensing this more as just charging forward, charging ahead. Things are moving. Things are moving. You've kind of come to this realization again, with all these cards this story, this is crazy. But, the King of Pentacles, it wasn't solid. It was built on sand, and you were kind of realizing, hey, you know what? I'm at this point now where, you're questioning, is this coming out of ego? Devil, is this coming out of ego? Where I'm kind of like, I'm ready and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, there's kind of this realization that whatever this situation is, it's been going. And I think one of those Alex Miles posts talked about rinse and repeat. If it's a situation that has helped you grow and you've gotten to this certain level, that's a beautiful thing. And it's served its purpose. But if you're no longer growing from that situation, and that person isn't growing with you, or that job isn't, people aren't listening as far as if it's a job situation to help you build a team. You've put in all this effort, you've put all these pentacles in, this time, this effort, and nothing else. It's like not this, there's no energetic balance, there's no resonance. It's just kind of like, and then you start also, I feel like, attracting right? I mean, we've got the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Wands is the action card. That, I mean, that's a fast, fiery, passionate new beginning. It's like you're ready to move forward, and I think your energy is starting to attract new opportunities. Okay, so you may be in a situation this month where, or right now, where you're wanting a reunion with someone, a Six of Cups. You're wanting to reconnect with somebody. You're wanting this sort of happy ending with this person. But what I'm getting is, for some of you, you need to be open that it could be someone else entirely. That's why we've got the Fool here. We've got Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and all those things in the past that came out. I mean, the fact that you had the Tower, you've had just these epiphanies, these swords, this pain, and you meanwhile have all these major arcana on your side. You're manifesting. You've got the Sun, you've got the Chariot. Things are moving forward. You're growing. You're learning. You're finding your stability, and you're starting to let go and detach and realize that there's just another level of something, and that kind of parallels, and that perhaps you're almost ready. I feel like you've been you this is Nine of Wands. You've been working really, really hard on yourself, and I think what you're realizing is, it's yes, it's exhausting, and but we're getting near the finish line here, right? And what you're starting to realize is this person that you've been chasing or waiting for, or the situation that you're putting in all this burden and effort into, it's not meeting you halfway. It's not even on the same level. That's not on the same path. But what kept you going and getting through all of the difficulties on your journey was that carrot, was that, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is going to be the outcome. That's why you worked so hard, and did all these things for yourself. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's the beautiful thing. You did it for yourself. And many of you are going to have that person come back. I mean, I think that that's certainly possible. I mean, the fact that you've got the 3 threes, and then we had the other one come out, I think in 3 weeks, and I've said it before, Lionsgate, Leo season, if you're in a, twin flame journey, or whatever you want to call it, soul connection, beloved, spiritual, sacred partnership, if you've been on that path, I definitely see this as a beautiful possibility for this to happen. I mean, this in August for sure, because you've got the Three of Wands here. You've got this manifesting energy. But what I'm seeing here with a few of these other cards is that you have raised your vibration. You have worked so hard on yourself. And again, whatever this other situation, person or situation is, they've not done the comparable work. Either they just, maybe that was part of the soul contract, was that this was what was going to happen. They were a catalyst. The situation was to help you realize your worth, grow yourself, right? And train you for another job if it's a job situation, or train you to be in that relationship with this new person who I'm just seeing I keep hearing parallels. There are parallels in your story, and maybe somebody who's been in your life kind of on the fringe, a friend, someone like that, and you're like, when you really sit down and look at it, you're like, whoa, where did you come from? And I see, because what we've got here is this 9, where you, fire sign, have done all this work, but this other person, they're missing an opportunity. 4 of Cups. They're kind of in their own little world, their head in the sand. They've got these, 2 birds staring at them like, hey, don't you want to come here? And there's, that's why I'm sensing, like, possibly with some of you, like a 3-party situation. 3 of Cups. This person's missing an opportunity, and I think you're at the point where you're grown enough in your journey to be like, yeah, it's time to let this go. And it's been difficult. That's why the Tower came out. But I feel like, you know, with this Three of Wands, it's kind of like you know which direction you want to go. You've made that decision. And also, I could see this as just this person is, yeah, they're, it could be the celebration. You know, the Three of Cups is also about unions because we've got the Six of Cups and Three of Cups. So, okay. So, that's, wow, that's crazy. So, sorry, my cats are acting up if you hear some craziness in the background. So one of the cards, one of the decks I definitely wanted to pull from is the Gateway Oracle by Denise Linn. I haven't used that one in a while, but since the Lionsgate portal gateway, whatever you want to call it, opened up today, I feel like that has to be used. Let's just see what message fire signs, what message, this one, these stick together, so they're kind of hard to use, but what message do you have for fire signs from the yes. Trusting your intuition. My life is truly guided. So, and it's like you hold the key. You hold the key. This is about manifesting. This is about manifesting. We had the Magician come out. This is about trusting your intuition and knowing when it's time to move on. When it's time to take that action forward, right? And say, you know what? This is the direction I'm meant to go. And I think it's got to be, you know, you got to proceed softly, baby steps. My inner power grows in moments of quietude, solitude. It's about not making rash decisions, but just letting things develop slowly and not trying to force it. Just noticing the little, I don't want to say signs, but just little things, right? Looks, if it's a romantic situation, the way someone looks at you, if they ask mutual friends about you, the way they might touch you, just in passing or whatever, little things like that. It's like, oh, there, you know, might be more there, but versus just running up and saying, hey, let's go out. You know, you slowly let something like that develop over time. And then when you look deeper, so you look slow, but then you start going within and saying, wow, there might be some, like, this is, to me, I'm seeing hidden gem, the hidden gem. You might have been so focused on one path or one person or one job or whatever that you're not realizing that there's something so amazing, someone or a situation that's been kind of paralleling, preparing, who actually is on the same path as you. And then the energy resonates, and then it's like, oh, this makes sense. This totally makes sense. So it's really beautiful. Speaking of energy, I have not used this on a video yet. I'm very excited. This new deck, Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. These are really cool cards because they I think some of them have similar ties to the traditional tarot, but they're oracle cards. So we're gonna just see what message they have for fire signs. Whoa, okay. Okay. Yeah, I think so. We got Angel of Strength. Oh, you guys, I can't make this shit up. I can't. Strength, it's a lion. We're in Leo season. We're fire signs. Angel of Strength, 505. There's been some change. That we've went through. A lot of you might be seeing fives. You might be seeing fives a lot. But again, we had that tower in the past a couple of weeks. I feel like with the full moon, there were epiphanies. There were, you know, but you felt strong knowing, you know what? Do I want to keep going through this same shit over and over and over again? And realizing, like, working through, like, am I acting out of ego? Am I acting out of, you know, and just trying to balance, like, no, I can create my own reality. I can manifest. Okay, I can do this. I can put an end to this cycle one way or the other. I'm going to say this behavior is not acceptable, or this situation where I'm doing 3 jobs and I don't have help. It's unacceptable. I need help, or, you know, stand your ground. And I feel like woman holding a coin, That's Queen, kind of like Queen of Pentacles. You have stepped into your power and stability, to kind of say like, hey, I've got my shit together. I've got my shit together, and I'm not going to put up with, because she looks kind of like a court, right? Like a court lady. I'm not going to put up with jesters, jokers. I'm not going to have somebody throw breadcrumbs at me and accept this. I want a solid, heavy, tangible coin, something real. And I'm capable in my work, I'm capable in what I'm doing, that I have other opportunities. I'm going to manifest them, right? I've got all of this here: Ace of Wands, Magician, Three of Wands. I'm going to manifest something else that's going to give me the life and the reality that I want if you're not going to do it. Because guess what? This energy, this broken heart, this is kind of like the Tower. This past, this is what was in the past. That was the bottom of the deck. This is not acceptable. I mean, it serves its purpose, but there's been this closing out of cycles. 9 and 10. This is we're not doing this song and dance anymore. And that's what I'm getting. And guess what? When you do that, when you close this out, cornucopia, 11, is a very spiritual number. You get the abundance comes, the sun comes out. When you take control of your life and don't say, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Say, what is it trying to show me? What is it trying to show me? And when you take that approach, and like all the stuff that happened with my car and all the stuff that, it's like I've been tested so much this month, and it's like I just kept trying to keep my vibration high and laugh, and like even as stressed out as I was with work, I mean, there were moments I would slip, but I would try to give gratitude as well. Thankful that I had a job, thankful that, that I have abundance and I have these things, no matter how stressed I am. But I kind of tried to set this intention, like, I'm just gonna, some days I would just like let my emails pile up, and I would focus on what I could, and I'd let stuff go a couple days, 3 days, whatever. You just have to kind of just change your mindset and say, I'm not gonna let this phase me. I'm gonna focus on the beautiful things, and I'm gonna do things each day, something for myself each day that is good for my mental health. And like for me, last summer, especially, or years ago when I was this stressed out at work, I mean, it's like, I'm coming home, I need some wine. I need wine. And I've been cutting back on that. Drinking coconut water instead, and just say, you know what, instead of that, I'm going to do a guided meditation. I'm going to come home, I'm going to do a guided meditation. And it's just like, okay, or just go outside and sit and ground yourself. I'm getting called to pull goddesses. Let's see which goddess is supporting fire signs for the month of August. Wow, I'm not surprised. What did I just say? Didn't I just say something about setting boundaries and saying enough is enough? I'm closing this out. I'm setting my boundaries. This is what I want. Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. That's what, it's like if something is draining you and isn't uplifting you anymore, right? It doesn't matter if this is somebody you thought you were on a spiritual path with, if it was a job that you used to love. Is there something you can do with your own mindset to change it? I mean, and if you can, then do that. But at the end of the day, if somebody's dragging you down and isn't uplifting you and isn't helping you grow anymore, and it's stagnant, it is time to move on. It is time to take that wand and manifest a new beginning. And I see many of us doing that this month, August, fire signs. So I can't wait to see what unfolds. Till next time.